Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another movie review. Today we're going to be checking out The Monkey, the Stephen King adaptation by Osgood Perkins. The last movie of his that I watched was Long Legs not too long ago, and I liked that movie. It was definitely scary, in my opinion. It was one of the more scary movies that I've seen in the past 5 years, but I thought it was more scary than good, in my opinion. Stephen King, I've been a fan of Stephen King for a while now, and any adaptation I'm curious about. I love Salem's Lot. The past Salem's Lot adaptation that we got I thought was really good. So I was curious to check out The Monkey. Going into this movie, I thought it was going to be a lot more serious than it was. It was definitely a horror comedy. I stayed away from trailers and stuff, so I was completely surprised to find out that it was a horror comedy. But it definitely fit the style. You have Theo James starring in this movie for the most part. The guy that plays young Hal stars a good portion of the movie, but Theo James is definitely the star. I think he put off the best role. This movie is basically about a toy monkey that these brothers find when they are young. You have Hal and Petey, which Hal is kind of the innocent young brother, and then Petey is the asshole older brother. And they find this monkey that belonged to their dads, which has passed away. And basically, they find out that it is somehow supernatural or evil. It has a drum, and every time it bangs on its drum, somebody dies. The monkey chooses who it dies. It's random. It doesn't hold any grudges or anything like that. It picks and chooses as it pleases, and kills whoever it wants to kill. And the kills are in super gruesome and unrealistic kind of CGI type kills. Horror comedy kills is what I would call them. Basically, that's the story. I mean, it shows these people growing up when they're younger and they find out that it kills people. I mean, it kills, spoiler alert, but it ends up killing family friends to family to their own mother. And after that, they kind of figure out that it is the monkey doing it, and they throw it down a well, and it's missing for years on end. And then all of a sudden it's back, and they're grown up now. The older brother has gotten a hold of this monkey and is taking vengeance, trying to kill his younger brother for reasons. And he's basically just going ham on this monkey. You have to turn the key on the back for it to slam its drumstick down, and that's when it kills somebody. So he is just turning this key left and right, killing everybody in town. And basically, that's the story, and Theo James is trying to find him and stop him. So I thought this movie was a lot of fun, honestly. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm not really sure what the reviews of this movie have been like. I haven't paid attention to it much. Personally, I had a lot of fun with it. I would definitely rewatch this movie. Not a lot of horror comedies work for me. I think the last one I seen was Lisa Frankenstein, and I thought that one was really meh. I could see the audience for it, but I didn't like it as much. This is definitely more my type of horror comedy. It worked a lot better for me than something like Lisa Frankenstein, and definitely something that I would pick up on Blu-ray and check out again. And I just realized that I completely messed up. The older brother isn't Petey. Petey is actually Theo James's son. When he grows up, you find out that he's kind of a deadbeat father, for lack of a better term. He hasn't really had his son in his life, so Petey is his son. And I think that's one of the better parts of the movie, this kind of son-father relationship, which kind of a non-relationship. The son, Petey, is kind of hates his father because he was never a part of his life. Theo finally wants to be in his son's life, and so they get together, and then all of a sudden this monkey thing gets in the way right as he is finally getting to know his son. They're kind of on this trip together through all these murder sprees, and I think it's a pretty good character conflict, in my opinion. They bounce off of each other pretty well. The things I didn't really like about this movie, I thought the goofy parts sometimes went a little bit too goofy. You have a scene in here where there are multiple scenes where when people die, when the kids are younger, they keep going to this church and having another funeral, and the priest is like some young kid. That didn't really work for me. I just thought that was kind of weird and goofy. That's the type of comedy that didn't really stick with me out of this one, but it made up for it in the kills. The kills were just over the top, bloody and gory and completely unrealistic. Had some creepy moments. I think the mom, I guess I kind of already spoiled that. I have to put a spoiler alert before that. this movie review, but when the mom dies, I think that's one of the actually more scarier parts. And whenever the older version of Hal is dreaming and sees his mom, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, but there's a scene where he sees his mom in a nightmare, and I think that's one of the more creepy parts of the movie that was genuinely creepy. And the design of the monkey, I actually have the paper book of this version of the Stephen King. It's actually one of his short story collections called Skeleton Crew that short story is involved in. I think they did a really cool job of designing the monkey. They kept the classic approach to it. They didn't stray too far from it, and I think that makes it more creepy. The eyes are really creepy. The movements of the mouth are really creepy, and the teeth are really off-putting. And I just really like the design. If they ever made like a collector's item version of it, I think it would sell like hotcakes. I don't know if I'd buy one, but I could definitely see the horror community going crazy over those. And it's also one that I could definitely see a sequel coming to. I don't know how well this movie did in theaters, but it just kind of feels like a sequel would work with this type of movie. I don't know if James Wan or Osgood Perkins would be involved in it. It would probably be a cheaper version, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they would. Even Stephen King, I don't know if he'd be involved with it, even though I think he's kind of involved with every single one of his adaptations. So I could definitely see a sequel, just for more comedic value. They would definitely probably push the comedic way too far, but I'd be interested in seeing a sequel to it. So overall, I'm going to give The Monkey a 3 stars. That's pretty good for a horror comedy in my book. Like I said, horror comedy isn't exactly my genre, so 3 stars is pretty much as high as you could get for a horror comedy, with me anyway. Definitely check this one out when you can. Come back to this video and comment. Let me know what you think about it. We'll have a discussion about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.